Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel. This is my plan with me video for the last week. This week I read 3 books and a total of 1,352 pages, and the 3 books brings my reading total for this year up to 44 books, which is pretty good. The first 2 books that I read this week were The Invisible Library and The Masked City by Genevieve Cogman, and these are part of, I believe, the Librarian series. I'm not entirely sure of the series name, so if I work it out I'll leave it on the screen for you. This series follows a librarian spy named Irene who works for an organisation called the Library, which exists out of time, and she travels through alternate versions of Earth, tracking down rare books to add to the library's collection. And it's such an interesting concept and such a curious world. And I have to admit, even though I loved these books, I really did, I'm still confused as to what's going on with the worlds, but I also don't care that I'm confused because it was just such an interesting ride to be on and to follow Irene and her adventures. So in The Invisible Library, Irene is sent to an alternate London. However, this time she is sent with a student named Kai, who is mysterious, and Irene knows he's hiding something, and the world that they're travelling to is what they refer to as high chaos, meaning that the Fae hold sway over this world, so the magic there is quite chaotic. And at the other end you have the high order worlds, which are usually controlled by a heavy population of dragons. So you've got dragons and Fae, and you've got travelling through alternate worlds, and it's a really fun, really engaging. The magic system in here is so interesting because I love that Irene's magic, or as such, stems from words and the power of words. So if you like that sort of thing, you will definitely like these books. Obviously I won't go too much into the plot of The Masked City because you have to have read the first book to understand where we are at the start of the book, but this one does take place in an alternate Venice, which is really cool. I know there is at least one other book in the series which I'm going to hopefully pick up next weekend and keep reading because I am really enjoying this. One thing I will say, if you're like me and you like short chapters, just be aware that these books have long chapters and they're quite dense, in a good way, but they're quite dense, so just keep that in mind. The third and final book that I read this week was A Conjuring of Light by Schwab, and guys, you've heard me for the last few videos just go on and on about how much I love this book series, and I do, I really do. This book is huge. It was 600 and something pages, 660 something pages, and it was incredible. It is such a wonderful ending to the series. Obviously I can't go into the plot too much, but if you know anything about Shades of Magic series by Schwab, you know that our main character Kel is an Antara magician who travels between alternate versions of London. Got a lot of alternate world travelling sort of thing going on this week in my reading. Obviously this is the conclusion to the first 2 books, A Dark Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows, and everything comes to a head. And what I can say in this book is that I love all the characters even more than I did before. I didn't think it was possible to enjoy them as much as I did, but I did. And Kel, my precious baby, Lila, is just awesome. She's so kick-ass and just so determined to do things her way. Rye was amazing in this book, and I loved that we got to see more of him throughout the book. And Holland's story was really fascinating. I couldn't give this anything less than 5 out of 5 stars. The series itself is my new favourite series of all time. This is the type of fantasy book that I love, that has such wonderful world building, such wonderful characters, a wonderful magic system, but is not bogged down by trying to force feed you every tiny little detail about the world. There is still room in here for the reader to interpret and to come to an understanding themselves. That's just awesome for me. So I read 3 books this week. They are quite big. I'm pretty proud of myself. I think I'm going to have to lay off the fantasy for next week because that was a lot of fantasy. Let me know down in the comments, what were you reading in the last week? I would love to know. I hope that wherever you are in the world you're having a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.